have an update on
It's our opinion.
yeah, they do have an update on Jonathan Majors.
Okay.
And then of course there's update on the school,
the
school, yeah,
Nashville
don't say the S word,
situation.
yeah. And then
I
there's
found my own S word situation.
oh, okay, good. Or you said disaster or something.
Okay, disaster.
If we could get through the first minute, at least the computer, because I think the computer looks at like the first
like the beginning
few seconds, yeah. And then he's like, "Oh, okay, you're okay. I'll put your video out there."
Okay,
but you always say something in the first few seconds,
I know,
and the computer shuts us down.
Okay,
and our video don't go nowhere. It's just the people that's subscribe to us, that watch us.
Fans.
Yeah,
our favorite.
And
audience.
then you keep calling them fans. So Lenora is just, I don't know what's
going on. Well, if they come up and say, "I see you. I've seen you. Hey."
But you know what?
Take a photo?
Most people
don't. That's friends and family.
But most people don't recognize us from this show. If you notice, they recognize us from Instagram because we have jokes. We do jokes on Instagram.
Oh,
so we more recognize.
Just for the record, she's driving.
Yeah, just for the record, she's driving. Most people recognize us from Instagram than from this. Believe it or not. So
I believe it.
That's why I said use this for something else.
Why are you talking to me? Get a napkin.
I did not say
My
before.
started running afterwards.
Before we started, I said, "Do you need some tissue?" And she said, "For what?" Then when the show starts, she decides to get up and get some. That don't make sense.
My nose wasn't running then, but yeah, you're right.
Oh my
Always
God.
I had to get up yesterday because I had a cramp from laughing.
And then they still doing more updates on this, on what, like we said, what's going on with that. The whole Shirley Raff thing. Shirley Raff and Judge Joe Brown going at each other. You don't know nothing about that.
We were going to talk about it yesterday, but we said today, right?
Yeah. We'll talk about it today.
She's saying something too?
I'll tell you. I'll fill you in on. You don't know anything what's going on with
Cheryl talks a lot.
Yeah.
So I believe she got a lot to say.
Emerald says, "Hey, ladies. Hey, Emerald.
Hey.
How you doing?"
Hey.
So I guess we'll start off with what's going on with the View. Whoopi been looking a little different without her little glasses.
I know.
She wearing more makeup and stuff. And what's going on with that?
You can see her face more, which is good. She doesn't look as old.
Right.
Or older, I should say.
But she wearing like more lipstick and eye stuff.
Well, she's been wearing the same dark lipstick.
But you didn't see her eyes. So now she wearing more eye stuff. She's trying to look more glamorous now.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I think she's still her. You just see her face now.
Okay.
Because she don't have those big glasses on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what's going on?
They're behind, but they're talking about the whole Nashville situation as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they just gave their spill on it. But every time we talk about these type of situations in the country, no matter where it happens, who it happens to, we always go into the gun conversation.
Right.
Always talk about the guns. What we can do about the guns. What is Biden doing about the guns? What is so-and-so doing about the guns? And usually you hit a nerve with Whoopi, with Joy, in regards to that one specific gun.
Well, they all go non-gun people, like, right?
They have guns though.
Right, but not, they don't like,
has a gun.
They don't like automatics.
Well, here's the thing. I agree with her when she was going towards the end with her comment. She said, okay, I'll meet you halfway. Those of you who feel you gotta have 1,800 of them, and you have to have the ones that does a lot of damage. Can we put your name down that you have it?
They don't want. Okay,
you want to be unknown for having a gun that's military weapon.
Let me tell you what they think.
But can I just write your name down? That's it. All we want to do is write your name down.
No,
we're not gonna come get it. We're not gonna touch it. We're not gonna tamper with it.
Let me tell you
why. Your AR, whatever it is.
Let me tell you the whole thing. I bet you I can sum this up with how people feel. Okay. People do not trust the government. First of all, as Christians, we're not supposed to put our faith in the government anyway. Your faith is supposed to be in God. It's not supposed to be in the government because the government can change depending on what century you in, depending on where you at. All governments aren't the same. So but God is the same. Yesterday, forever, and always. So you're supposed to put your trust in God. And I think all this stems from people mistrusting the government and fear. And God said, the Bible says, God says, I am not the author of fear. So fear is not God. When you fear something, that's not God.
Well, we're talking about, let's just say for sake of argument, we're not talking about Christians, but we're talking about what you're saying. But if there's any kind of fear or distrust with the government, what is the problem with you owning that one gun?
I'm getting ready to tell you.
And us knowing that you own
it. The issue that I have, and the reason why I'm bringing up the whole Christian and God thing, is because the people who you find are more opposed to you taking it away from them are so-called people that come from the Bible Belt or Christians. They're supposed to be conservative Christians, people who believe in God, who believe in the family and morals and all this other stuff. Yeah. That's why I'm bringing it up. By you being fearful, the Bible says he who lives by the sword shall die by the sword. You're doing the exact opposite of what God is saying, which is living in fear and thinking that somehow a gun is going to be your ultimate protection.
But I'm trying to get to where you're not.
So what I'm saying is, in their minds, they fear the government. So when you fear the government, and then you say, "Well, I'll meet you halfway. Can you at least register? Have a license form and stuff." They're gonna say no because they'll use that. The government will use that against me in the future or whatever.
But
they'll know all the people's houses who have them, and those will be the people they'll come at.
And here's where I was sitting when Whoopi made
I'm telling you, that's how they think.
I don't care. It was like what Whoopi said. She said when Alyssa made that, Alyssa was alluding to a lot of the things that reasons why people. Whoopi said, I don't care. The government should still make the decision, whether you like it or not. List your gun, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And we need to know who has an AR, whatever that gun is. She said, we don't need to sit tit for tat.
Right.
Or, well, you like this idea? Well, what about this idea? As kids are steady.
Right.
And people in Walmart.
Right.
People at a baseball game are constantly being whatever down. I don't want to know what word I should say.
Yeah.
With that gun. Joy said, okay, I get it. We're not taking your guns. We're not taking your guns. That particular gun we can put on the table to talk about because that's the gun that is always used
but they're not,
in these mass whatever.
The reason why they're not going to, I keep saying
she said it doesn't matter if they don't want to. The government should mandate it and make it
but the government
or put them on a. It was something else that they were saying.
You're
right. If they won't agree with it, we get it. I get what you're saying, but there's things that the government needs to do regardless of what man thinks.
Look,
how fearful
the
man
bottom line is, in my opinion, that's not going to happen.
They had it. Clinton had it.
Okay.
Clinton banned that gun. Okay. So why is it that Clinton can do it, but we can't do it now?
Because when he banned it, people still had it.
It don't matter if they have it. He banned it. So if you were using it, then you really get messed up.
That's what I'm saying.
Have it all you want to.
This is
when you use it, it's more of the
all right. So what we're saying is,
gosh,
I have a thing.
What people want.
I have a thing of before I used to say, I'll meet you halfway with the registering it, like what Whoopi was saying. Then I took that off the table because they're not going to meet halfway with that. That's a no. You know what I'm saying? That's in their mind. When you say meet halfway and meet register, you might as well take that off the table. They're not going to do it. So I come up with another plan. Here's my plan. Other than me saying go back to the Wild Wild West where everybody carrying, which I feel like that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Or their kids probably will have to have disasters happen, unfortunately.
I think then you need to invest in, if you're gonna do this, if you want everybody, if you want to keep the M16s and all this other stuff, and you don't want to register, and you don't trust the government. Not going all the way to the Wild Wild West, which I feel like that's what's going to happen. I'll meet you halfway. At least in public places, in schools and things. Drink your water. There should be armed security at the doors.
No, that's not going to happen. And that's not going to help. Because that,
why would that not? If that lady was shooting
weapon
through, they
would knock
showed her
him out and everybody else.
They showed her shooting through the glass. going through. While she's doing that, if there was an armed security guard at that door, he would have knocked her down before she even came through.
And here's the thing, too, about making the laws even tougher. She's gone. So the person using that gun...
Oh, yeah, they don't care.
There's nothing you can do with them. What, come after the family? I don't even know anymore, other than the spiritual side of it. One thing I was thinking about, and for some reason, it got, this morning, it was in my prayer time, and it was so heavy on my heart. I remember a documentary that my old pastor had shown the church. It was in the 70s. And
what documentary?
It was a documentary that I would love to probably send you guys if you have your email. But this happened in the 70s, in the late 70s, where they did a documentary on 4 different cities. One was in Africa, I think Kenya. One was in California. One was Colombia. It was during the time when drugs was really heavy, violence was heavy, motorcycle gangs was heavy, witchcraft and witch doctors were heavy. It was, each city had their own issues that were going on. And people were really tired of people dying. It was so many people getting hurt, killed, dying because of these situations. And like I was saying to my sister, I think right now it's because of fear. But for some reason, I feel heavy on my heart when the weather breaks. Chicago, for one place, fill up Soldiers Fields, fill up the United Center with everybody coming in and just pray, 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 pray. You can do that at least until laws are changed, guns are taken off. But those cities, they had prayer ritual, they had prayer ritual, they had prayer situations going on all day, all night. They filled stadiums. All ministers in the area came and prayed. It don't matter what denomination you are. It don't even matter. It don't matter what religion you are. Come pray. And when they started praying as a city, they filled these stadiums, these basketball stadiums, these football stadiums, these fields all over. Even in Kenya, witch doctors got scared. The drug dealers in Colombia start to cease. Things happen in the city. That was so heavy on my heart this morning in my prayer time. I don't know why ministries, churches, big mega ministries, T.D. Jakes, Joel Osteen, fill those sanctuaries with everybody just coming to pray. Stadiums. It's almost like this needs to happen more to shake people up to go, oh, I guess we need to start praying because the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. And God's word says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves. He's saying, you guys, pray, pray, pray. And I think we need to do it even outwardly, publicly. Cities, fill up your football stadiums with people coming in to pray, because those documentaries that we saw changed those cities. Those cities start to change. The motorcycle gangs in California, they ceased. Yeah, the man in Colombia was threatened, because you know how the enemy gets. You messing with his territory. You messing with the drugs and the money and stuff. Yeah, he was targeted, but for that season, God used him and things was ceased. The police officers were like, wow.
Okay, so
that was one thing I say on the spiritual level. At least if cities start to get to going, if you all in your areas believe God that these big ministries and the little churches come together. That's one answer that came to me.
So that
but answer, other than that, what you're saying, I don't think nothing can happen.
Other than the reason why I'm saying what you're saying is wonderful and it's great.
Yeah.
But
that's what we can do. Right. It don't hurt.
The reason why I say, no, we never say that is because to me, we know as a Christian, you know that's what you're supposed to be doing. But people don't do it. So now I got to move on to what do people do if they're not doing what they're supposed to do?
Well, what can we do as a
But that's what I'm saying.
Person.
If you're not going to do what you're supposed to do in the spiritual thing, what can we do in the natural thing? So I'm more on the natural thing because people don't listen. I understand what you're saying, and yes, that would work.
I'm just praying like that ministers will listen and start pulling everyone together.
Just like in neighborhoods, if people really wanted to take back their neighborhoods, they could. If they really wanted to get out there, like you said, pray. It's 100 churches on every block. You drive down the street, it's 16 churches on one block,
and liquor stores next to them.
So if they really, 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 really wanted to take back their neighborhoods, people would do it.
I think the really coming in is when it's so much you can't handle. Look, that's where it's going to take
I think
because September 11, remember you guys, 9/11, everybody was praying that day. That day scared people.
Right.
At each building that got hit, your building in Chicago,
well, COVID
emptied out.
COVID made everybody pray. So all I'm saying is,
it's unfortunate that those situations have to make us go, oh Lord.
Yes.
Okay.
The disciples didn't even pray all night with Jesus. He was praying and he came back.
Can y'all not tarry with me for
no,
one night?
So
we tired, Lord. We're tired.
So that's what I'm saying. So,
but other than that, what other
it sounds good, but it's not going to happen.
It probably will happen. Don't say that.
All right. I said probably.
I'm saying that's one thing that we can be thinking and praying about until we think of something you're saying in the natural.
I want to think about stuff in the natural.
What can we do?
Okay. I'm sorry. It all leads back to what I said, even though everybody hates what I said.
But I like what you said earlier. I don't know why you changed your mind.
I changed
everybody with those, whatever those guns are. Why can't they be registered?
I changed it because they're not going to do it.
It's not about what they want to do and what they feel the freedom of not trusting the government. They need to do it. When we see that a store has, here's the thing. If they got their guns legally, it's registered, isn't it?
No.
It is. It should be. We're not talking about people in the hood. Oh. We're talking about people who are screaming, leave my guns alone. That means that John Doe has all 15 of his guns registered. That means that you're listed in the book. So already you're listed, whether you trust the government or not.
Hold on. I was watching the gang shows on YouTube where they show like how these gangs start and stuff. Mm-hmm. A lot of the gangs steal guns too. So your gun could be registered and they'll just steal it from you.
It don't matter though. I'm talking about the Bible Belt people.
No, but that's another fear. People feel like if I register my gun, they'll come in. The criminals will get my gun.
No. When you buy a gun, it's registered to your name
automatically.
It don't matter what they feel or think.
No, I'm saying
there are 15. Our friend who has a lot of guns.
Well, he's a gun dealer.
Even if he's a gun dealer, they have on paper. Big Brother's watching whether we're fearful or not. You know this. If your guns are registered already.
All right, whatever. I took that off the table.
I was just saying because it's registered, they already see you own an AR, whatever that is.
I took that off the table. I'm going back to, like I said, the Wild Wild West.
But am I right when I say this?
Yeah, that's fine.
You're saying about the fear of the government. That doesn't make sense. Why would you fear the government saying we just need a special license for that gun? Your gun's registered already, John Doe. We know who you are.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying.
The bottom line is I'm going back to the Wild Wild West idea.
I don't want to be on the Wild Wild West when they got that gun. I'm sorry. That gun's bigger than mine. It'll give me and everybody on the street. Why would you want to be in the Wild Wild West and people are packing AR? What are those guns anyway? I keep saying the wrong name.
M16s.
Yeah, if they all carrying that, what you gonna do?
Well, you'll have one.
Show the video though. I can't remember what
you'll have an M16.
Oh well. It's whoever shoots first.
It's whoever shoots. And they always walk in with body armor, like she did.
She had body armor.
She had a little body armor on.
She was ready.
But she was stupid. She didn't have a helmet on. Why would you wear body armor and not have a helmet?
She didn't want to bring attention, I guess. Because when you
already got attention walking in with guns and body armor.
She was covered up.
No, she had when she left her house, but she could have put that helmet in the bag like she did everything else.
Well, okay.
That's the dumbest thing. That's the other thing too. You big dummy. The girl who did it, they found out more about her. She was going through some stuff and a doctor and all
she supposedly she fits the red flagging. When would they have time to red flag her?
And then she was transgender, and they said that and the reason why that's important, because at first people was like, why are you talking about her being transgender? Because she was forced to go to a Christian school. Oh. So she was mad about that.
See?
Yeah, it's all of that. She didn't like that school. They probably was telling her she was going to hell. So she probably felt like, well, if I'm going to hell, I might as well take all y'all with me. Oh. Why did she go after the lady that owns the school, that ran the school?
Oh, she sure did.
Yeah, so it was, she probably thinking, you guys are, these kids in this school, the way y'all teaching them, they gonna end up hating people and being these people that stormed the Capitol on January 6th. So let me just go in and take care of everybody.
You confirm.
She's doing the Waco, Texas thing.
Confirm what was in my spirit this morning. Love. Don't judge a person's who they love, who they like, what they wear, how their hair is, where they live, what they drink, what they smoke. love them.
We talked
and if
about
that school would have loved that girl the way God loves us, she wouldn't have felt that. She wouldn't have felt indifferent. She wouldn't have felt like I'm going to hell.
And even then, just because she didn't feel love or whatever, that don't give her the right to walk into a school.
That's true too. That's true too.
So I'm glad they blew her away.
But love covers. Love would have covered a lot of hurt in her life. What you think? Yeah. She wouldn't have had all of that, whatever she was feeling. To come
all
back.
I'm saying is, I just feel
that just answered my prayer this morning, because those are the two things that was on my heart this morning.
What, love?
It was love. God, he was hitting me so strong with love. He said, love them. Love them anyway. Love them through it. Right. Love them around it. Love them under it. Love. And I'm also, y'all judge too much.
Also, I'm a love, and I'm also, I'm going to have my hand on my gun too, in case I'm loving you and you ain't feeling that love.
That's fine. Because he says, watch us go to pray.
I'm gonna love you, but I'm gonna be like
touching
this.
your gun on the side.
I love you.
I just want you to.
Do you
and
love me?
That they won't hurt you. Right. You won't have to pull it out.
I love you. Okay, this gun gonna love you too.
No, I don't want to take your life.
And we talked about yesterday about teachers carrying guns, and we were saying no because the students may get it from them. Yeah. I'm back to letting them carry it. You just don't need to tell nobody. That's the whole point. Though. The whole point of conceal and carry is you're not supposed to know I have it.
Right, but that's up to the teacher. They shouldn't be mandatory.
No, it's not. That's you. I'm saying if you have a license for concealed carry, I should be able to go anywhere with my concealed carry. I should be able to go in a movie theater.
But think about this:
in the grocery store.
If we had one,
I would wear it.
No, if we had one and was wearing it, and you hear shooting in the hallway. You gonna go out there and be
no? But if you come through the door, no, that's not the purpose of it.
Okay, I'm just saying.
If you come through that door,
everybody is in their rooms.
If you come through,
hoping that shooter does not.
Nobody's asking you to be John Wick.
Okay.
And run out there because that one man ran out and he got knocked out.
I know.
I'm saying you're
come in the room.
I'm in the classroom with my kids.
So you gonna right away shoot, assuming that could be them coming in too.
If you come through that door and I even think that you are a shooter and you got your license, don't aim for the body, aim for the face. Because if she got a helmet on, something in your head gonna get shot. Your face gonna get shot. Something. I'm aiming for your face as soon as you come through that door.
So what can you do when they are armored up?
Unless they got on the face, see, that's what I'm saying. But here's the thing. Even if you don't have it, you gone anyway. You might as well go out in a flame of glory. What's the difference? If they come in and you don't have nothing?
I don't know, because those situations where people have hid under things and wasn't found.
They walk around it. Come on now.
Or under a body that's already passed away.
Well, that's different.
So I don't know. See, you're going back to there's really nothing.
Pray. I agree with you. Prayer first. Prayer first. That's the first thing you do.
Lord,
what else can you do? I worked in a city building.
A skyscraper.
No. Recently, this is at the township.
Oh, okay.
And this is right before I started working there. A person came in with a gun.
Oh. What could y'all have done?
They ran out. He came in from that one side, and all of them said some people hid under their desk, and some people ran out the other way. And my office was right where that person came in. And I thought about it, and I used to say, what would I do if I work here? Because we help people that come from the streets and stuff.
Right.
And he came back mad with his gun.
He didn't get no help.
And he was looking for he was walking looking for somebody. Now, I'm thinking to myself, if somebody come in and I'm under the desk, he gonna see me under the desk. If he's walking around going to each office and he see me under my desk, he gonna get me.
He might. He may not come in your office because he don't see you.
No. You sell my office. If you come in that door, you're going to see, I'm the first person.
Okay.
So I would have been on the news. The first person. Looking like this.
You got me. What you need?
Now, I told my boss if I had concealed carry, because you're not supposed to carry anything in a government building.
Exactly.
Even with concealed carry. And I told her, I don't like that. if I have a concealed carry, why can't I have my gun at work? Especially since you got a history of people coming in with a gun.
So they can't though, because they're government.
I don't like that. And I said it. Mm-hmm. I said, y'all lucky I don't have a concealed carry because I would have it. Even though it's against the law, work that out later. y'all can work that out later.
She rescued us. She saved us. But you got to go to jail, Kim, because you're not supposed to.
I would have went to jail.
They do that too.
I told them.
They'll think about that later, but the fact that you saved everyone.
And they laughed. I said, I would have knocked him off the minute he came in that door with that gun. Y'all running, going on. I would have been right there.
That's all they could do is run.
And I would have sat right there. And as soon as he peeped his head around that corner, looking for some, even if he's not looking for me, it don't matter. You should come in a building with a gun.
With a gun.
I'm firing, and I'm not shooting at your body. I'm shooting at your head.
Okay.
Now work that out later. That I wasn't supposed to have it and all this and all that. But I'm not hiding under a desk.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to say. I didn't know that happened. I forgot you said that.
Yeah. Somebody had came in there. They called the police and everything.
Oh, Lord. He could have hurt people. He could have shot all of y'all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mad. Mm-hmm. All right. Emerald says it goes back to mental health and opportunities available for people. Scooby-Doo says, I was just about to say liquor stores. Oh, on every corner. Scooby-Doo says AR-15.
That's it.
Scooby-Doo says, why do they mention she was a former student? That was about 16 years ago. She's still mad.
She holding that anger in.
Thank you. Emerald says, if her parents would have accepted her, then this wouldn't have happened, possibly. Or she could still just be crazy.
Well, the school wouldn't have said anything about it.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo says none of them deserved her execution, especially the children. Exactly. If she mad at go after the teachers and the admins. Mm-hmm. What's the kids got to do with it?
But like they were saying earlier with the whole red flagging and stuff, how do you she had one legally, right?
Legally. How
would you red flag her? What would go in the system? Who would put it in the system that she's having some problems? Because that would be a red light coming on. Another, what did she say that gun was?
AR-15.
AR-15.
I just
another
feel like
AR-15 is in the system with mental problems.
I just feel like
okay, keep an eye on her.
I just feel like no one wants to hear me say it, but I think back to the Wild Wild West.
And I'm
where everybody had a gun. Then if you walk into a school and you know the janitor got one, the teacher got one, the principal got one. This is the Wild Wild West, man. Everybody got a gun.
So
everybody
will stick up each other.
Every house, every car.
And that's gonna take a while. That's gonna take a while for that to happen.
It's not gonna happen because some people don't want guns.
Right. And they don't know, so they're taking a chance. It's almost like the criminals will be like,
they don't know. Who's packing and who's not?
If I come and take your car, and then the thing too is so hard, even with the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Most carjackers, they're doing it in threes.
Oh yeah.
So you shoot that one, they coming at you.
Yeah.
So right. What can you do? Give them the car. Go and take it.
You're right.
I'm out of here.
The only other answer is, like I said, people just won't be going outside anymore.
Well, the spiritual answer is we pray for our cities for sure, you guys, that these ministers will come together, fill up stadiums, and begin prayer.
We'll see.
Like I told you, those 3 documentaries, that for some reason, that stayed in my spirit for all the years I've been watching that.
Yeah.
And how prayer changed that city.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I just don't think
we never even played the video.
All right, let's play. What they talking about?
But yesterday, a Nashville Christian school became the site of the latest school shooting massacre, which claimed the lives of 6 people, including 3 kids. So we're just 87 days into 2023. America's already had more than 130 mass shootings, and the youngest sitting member of Congress, Maxwell Frost, did not hold back on who he says shares the blame. Take a look.
I am furious. Angry that 3 kids died today in Nashville, Tennessee. Angry that hundreds of parents had to cry their eyes out today, not knowing if their child would come home from school. And angry that we have to live day after day when we turn on the news to see rampant gun violence claiming life after life. And all of this is because politicians in this chamber that have been bought and paid for by the NRA, that put profits over people, over human lives. It is likely that at this moment, the next mass shooter is planning their shooting. What will this chamber do about it?
Okay, what you want them to do about it?
They ain't gonna do
All
nothing.
right, so
unless
Facebook-
their family was hurt.
On Facebook, Moni says, hey, Sorors. Hey, Moni. Robert O'Brien says 100. Matt Harrington says, unless you believe in magical elves and gnomes making ammunition in the force preserves, then you must agree with this simple line of reasoning. Someone bought that bullet, somebody loaded that bullet, somebody fired that bullet, and it's time to connect those dots. Because these suppliers only care about the Benjamins, not about Ben and his friends who want to grow up past the age of 10, we need to pass HB 3088 now. Accountability, responsibility, and traceability is what we need for a safe community, not just passage through it. This is a must-see speech from President Biden's cousin, Dr. Matt Harrington, on today's pandemic of gun violence. All right, so that is another thing to look at it.
What?
Start going after the people who sold it and the people who did the
That's
bullets
what I
and
was
the people
saying. I was saying that. When you were making the comment about people are fearful of the government not letting information about what type of guns they have, if they have certain kind of guns, those guns were bought by a certain store or a certain owner. They're registered.
Robert O'Brien says, will you feel comfortable carrying it in church for protection? Don't take that chance. I would carry it everywhere, even church. And then Robert says, ask them questions later, protect yourself and others if possible.
Because I thought our guns, if those who are legally getting them,
yeah,
should be registered. Jane Doe has 15 guns. Here's her serial numbers. Because a cop, when he finds a gun, he usually can trace it. Most of them he can't, but they can usually trace it to, Kim Woods.
Right.
I had already reported my gun stolen, sir. Oh, then somebody used your gun in the crime.
He's saying that this HB thing is, if you put manufacturers up on there too, they'll be a little bit more who they sell it to. Like, hold on for a minute,
But how would you know though? Because people change. They may be mentally okay then. Yeah. And 10 years down the line, they lost their mom, their dad, their brothers. They just lose it.
And then Scooby-Doo says, why does anyone need so many guns of those types of guns? Emerald says no one does. It's ridiculous.
Thank you.
I told y'all why. They think that the government is somehow going to take over the world.
But I like
and
your ideal, even though you feel
they're scared.
Even though you're saying that, I like when you still say for those whatever that gun is, that particular gun that does a lot of rounds. Can we have a special license for that? For that one at least.
Well, I said I'll meet halfway, but they're not going to go halfway.
It don't matter about they, because they are the ones that's doing the shootings, like that lady. She's part of they.
Unfortunately, nothing's going to happen until the actual people who do the laws, like Congress, are physically affected. So more January 6th things. That'll get them. When they running trying to get out of the building.
Happened? Your family got gunned down?
Well, not the family. I'm talking about the actual Senate or Congress.
Oh, you mean actual physical place?
Yes.
Oh, I'm saying their families.
And if they keep Comb over going the way he want to go, it's going to happen. Because he's saying, it's going to be fire, brimstone, rain down if I go to jail.
Leave me alone. My folks has got my back.
The people who support me have 16 AR-15s.
That's right. And that's going to be a war. World War III.
Yeah. So, which I don't believe, but let's say for the sake of argument, he's right. That would be the only way they'll change the law. Because he physically coming after them.
Wow.
Then that'll be all the Democrats or Republicans or whatever.
Okay.
But I don't know. Whatever. Like you said, prayer.
That's one thing. You can't always go wrong with that. That should be always.
Well, who's going to say no when somebody says pray?
Well, I know there are people who are going, really, prayer? No, we need something right now.
No,
physically.
I got it.
But I'm telling you, those cities changed when they did start praying.
I get it.
The drug dealers was upset.
Yeah.
Because they're like, what's going on? We can't sell our drugs here. What's going on? Yeah. So, they came out. It's a spiritual warfare, you guys.
But people don't care about that.
Spiritual.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So I just say pray and just know where you're going to go when your time is up.
Yeah, I don't want to go out that way, though.
Nobody does. No. But what can you do?
Lord, please.
I feel sorry for people who got kids, honestly.
I know.
I feel sorry for y'all.
Every day your kids going to school, especially.
I feel sorry for y'all who have kids, who have grandkids.
Yeah.
Because It's different when you worry about yourself.
Yeah.
When you got to worry about, our parents did not have to worry about that when we went to school.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So now these parents and grandparents and stuff got a whole new line of worrying about stuff. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, whatever. Okay. I don't know what the answer is. Christ is the answer, I guess.
Well, other than that, okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's a given.
New laws, stricter rules. I don't even know.
All right. Nashville school shooting update. Suspect owns 7 legal guns. We talked about
legal.
That. They were legal.
Not illegal. Legal. Got them legal. Waited for the time frame to get them. Probably had them registered. We don't know that she would have went cuckoo.
I still like the fact that they got there though.
Yeah.
They got there quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And
they said
I don't
messing
know
up like that city,
what they taught the kids. But she was walking around looking. So they must have done something where they go through these drills and they may have hid in a closet or something. I don't know. But she was looking for people.
Oh, the lady?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the drills work. And I like the fact that they're not showing us what the drill is. Because then why should you show me the drill and then I go in there and say, oh, I know what the drill is.
That's how I feel about the media.
The media show everything.
The media talking about our military tactics.
So I don't want to know.
Russia and China know what we're doing.
I don't want to know the drill that the kids did.
Jeez.
In case we're the nuts that go in there.
Yeah.
So do the drill. Whatever the drill you guys did.
Just keep
doing that drill.
Because then you never know.
Because it actually worked. Mm-hmm. Because she was looking for people.
And his police officers were not afraid. I don't know what city was that they
wasn't that Texas
they
or whatever.
Took their time. They were scared.
Yes.
We was waiting on our leader to tell us to go in.
And waiting on your leader.
Waiting on the main person.
And you listen to the man shoot.
Yeah, he's shooting.
And you standing around waiting. Again, take one for the team. Go in and later on court-martial me or whatever. But I'm listening to somebody shoot.
Oh.
Y'all can stay out here if y'all want to.
Thank you.
I'm blasting him. Mm-hmm. Especially if I hear and I can go in and do something about it.
Thank you.
You just court-martial me later. All right.
Okay.
Former student. Covenant. And then this gets rid of the whole ideal of, well, if you just take your kids to a private school, these public schools are crazy. Just go to private school. This is a private school. And then this takes away from, well, if it was a Christian school.
But you know what?
Then that wouldn't happen. It was a Christian school.
The fact that they spoke about this kid, this person's, it wasn't a kid because she was 28.
She was 28.
Her background is a transgender. DeSantis, what you say now?
Wait a minute, what's that got to do
as far as the teaching of this and how you're talking to kids who are transgenders or who are part of the LGBTQ community, how you speak to them, how you don't love them, how you tell them that their lives are like, whatever. Right. This girl is scarred, and look what she did.
Yeah, but that don't give her no reason.
It's not giving her right. I'm just saying, a lot of times people like DeSantis is feeling like do away with it or don't teach it or don't embrace it or whatever. I get it.
So this lady,
it can be a backfire.
This lady had a red bag when leaving the home on Monday morning. Her mother asked her what was inside, and she was dismissed. Her mother didn't look in the bag because at the time she didn't know that her daughter had any weapons. So she was getting these weapons and she didn't know.
Should a mom or dad be blamed for that?
Not in this case, I guess.
Because she's 28. So
Haley,
she is grown.
Haley allegedly shot through a locked door. So now we know you need bulletproof glass to gain entry. As authorities responded to the scene, the suspect fired on police cars from a second floor window. She's shooting out the window at the police cars. Mm-hmm.
She wants to cause damage. Why wouldn't we be surprised with that?
I know.
You got a gun. You on a mission. You gonna shoot down everything that's in front of you.
Yeah. The victims were found in different locations. Hill was struck when the shooter sprayed rounds at the glass door to enter. Oh. Drake said, and what's her name's body was in the hallway. Mike Hill was the custodian. So he got when she was in the hallway, and while she was shooting through the door, that's when he got hit. So he didn't have a chance.
You almost think stay away from her. because the cops may shoot in like
No,
that.
no. As she was shooting to get through the door, the custodian man got shot.
Oh, I'm thinking when the police officers
No,
were
no,
shooting in at her.
no. He talking about when she was entering the building, she was shooting. She shot the
Oh.
glass out.
Oh, and he was
He
just
got
there.
shot. While she, he probably like was mopping the floor or something, going, "What's going on?"
I think about the custodian on Abbott Elementary.
I don't watch that.
That
show.
black man be everywhere.
He would be there.
You think during the day, don't they clean after school hours? They don't be there during the day. But I guess if they have spills and mess.
All right, so this is stupid.
Okay. Yeah. It's just the sadness of any kids being taken or people passing away because of this. Covenant Presbyterian Church. Because our old church had a school as well.
Yeah.
So I get it. I really do. I think my cousin went there. She was a student there. So that would just hurt my heart. Whew.
Biden called on Congress to ban assault weapons.
They did it before. Why are people so surprised that this can't be done again? I know you saying people are afraid. Don't take my gun. I don't trust the government. Clinton did it. It was banned. And did you see a lot of shootings then? No.
It says
It's not the all answer, but it helps.
The majority of Americans want common sense gun safety laws. They want to see assault weapons banned. These are weapons of war. She said the president has done his part. No, he hasn't. Don't they do stuff where they
I thought he said it
don't they do stuff where they don't care what you think?
No, I thought he did something where it didn't matter what they said. He was able to do the
That's what I'm talking about. He can
legal. I mean, however a president can do it,
right?
Regardless of his people voting.
I thought he could do that.
Yeah.
So why don't he do it then? If he's so gun ho about it,
I don't know. Okay.
All right. Judge Joe Brown contemplates defamation lawsuit after Shirley Raff alleged inappropriate action from famous TV judge. Now you know this story. Shirley Raff. Well, let me see if I can read it. Last week, after actress Shirley Raff accused a famous TV judge who rammed his nasty tongue down her throat earlier in her career, a former TV judge came out to defend himself, although she never named him. She said she was there on the set. He came out, he turned her around, and he forced his tongue down her throat and kissed her. She didn't want to kiss him, he kissed her. She said it was a famous TV judge, black judge. It's only two famous TV judges. She said it's not Judge Mathis.
And then
everybody went right to Judge Joe Brown.
Because the other judge that's married with his wife, I know it wouldn't be him because she would beat him down.
Judge Mathis?
No, the couple, the black and white, the black couple.
Oh yeah,
they do it together.
Yeah. Oh, he is a famous judge.
Yeah, he wouldn't have done this because that wife would have been on him.
Wendy M says executive order. That was it.
There we go. Thank you, Wendy.
So everybody went on Twitter talking about it was Judge Joe Brown. And you know, people already don't like him because he's an idiot to me. He says the dumbest stuff.
He's not assertive to me like Mathis is.
No,
Mathis. I mean, as far as controlling in the room.
Oh, and as a
guys,
judge,
we talking back to him.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Mathis wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So he mad because everybody went on Twitter saying it was him. Of course, it's him. That's what they were saying. Okay. If it's not Judge Mathis, then it's him. And then he comes off as this guy, like Trump, like a guy, a conservative Republican guy that feels like, you know, I could do that if I want to, you know, women, you know. So people are automatically like, of course it's Judge Joe Brown. Well, he didn't like that. So
is it him or not?
Well, on the Abbott Elementary actress did not mention a name nor description.
Didn't say Abbott Elementary because that's the recent show
of who she was referring to. But Brown came out to defend himself on a tweet. These false rumors being spread that I mistreated a certain lady 25 years ago, I categorically deny both the accusations and acquaintance with the lady. Those rumors started with certain identified parties and spread. They ought cease and desist or contemplate a defamation action.
You think it was Judge Mathis?
Well, here's my thing. She did make sure to state the judge she was referring to was not Judge Mathis. That's why everybody went right to Judge Joe Brown.
Are there black judges we don't know about? TV judges?
No, it's either Judge Joe Brown or Judge Mathis.
Did we miss some
Or
shows?
it didn't happen.
Okay.
She said it's not Judge Mathis. Judge Joe Brown says he knows nothing about her. He's never met her. He don't know anything about this
Because
woman.
here, I bet you, I've watched Judge Mathis's reality show. If she mentioned his name, he'll be on that show. He'll be on talking about whether it was right or not, because he truly likes to talk back to people when they make comments. So you don't think it was Judge
She
Brown?
said, I'm in a very public place. I was suited. I had my suit on. I was handling my business for the television show I was on at that time. He and I on the same network. Now all you got to do is go back and see who was on the same network.
Okay.
This man walked in, grabbed me by the back of my neck, turned me around, and rammed his nasty tongue down my throat. And everybody at the network saw it. She also stated that she reached out to the then mayor of New Orleans, and he suggested calling the police, but a network executive stopped her. Somebody at the network tapped me on the shoulder, and they said, please don't. Ralph recalled. Do you know that they did not want any bad press around their show and did not care what had just happened to me? So she's saying this judge did this, but she's not saying who the judge is, and she's saying it was not Judge Mathis. So how come we can't figure out who was on the same network as her?
What is he saying?
He's saying it's not him. And if anybody says it's him, he's going to sue him.
Oh. Unless it's that judge that's married to that lady.
Unless it's that judge.
What's his name, y'all? They're husband and wife. Oh.
Marriage court or something like that.
Something like that. Maybe it was him. His wife gonna kill him. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Oh, God. Well, that would be bad press if they married and he did that.
Maybe it's him. Y'all find out who that is. My mom watches them.
Scooby-Doo says, why does that matter now? Why not say that then? Emerald says, I agree, Scooby-Doo. Why speak on it now? Exactly.
Yeah, Shirley Ralph. What's going on?
If you're gonna speak on it, tell us who it is.
Don't be teasing us.
I hate when people do that.
Oh.
And even though I don't like Judge Joe Brown, I do understand what he's saying. If somebody say this guy came out, a famous judge, and grabbed me, and it's not Judge Mathis, and there's only one other guy,
well, that
people
we
gonna
know
be like,
of.
"That's you, that's him."
That we know of. Because could it be a show about another black judge in some other city? Other than those three judges, those are the three.
Everyone says Cutler.
There it is. The Cutler family, the husband and wife. It could have been him. He gets excited, don't he? He would be the one that would go.
He wouldn't do that.
I don't know.
Grab her by the back of her neck and kiss her.
Judge Brown.
I see him doing it more than I do anybody else.
Mathis doing it.
No, not with his wife. She'll kill him.
Is Judge Brown married?
I don't think. Who would marry Judge Joe Brown?
He's a nice man. He's not a bad
He's
man.
a Bill chauvinist. That's why everybody thought it was him.
Oh, wow. But it could be the Cutler guy.
Now see, now he got to get dragged in it. Why can't she just say who it is? Now he got to get dragged and have that conversation with his wife.
But it's not Judge Mathis.
But it's not Judge Mathis.
That's just wrong, Shirley Ralph. I get it. Thank y'all ladies for saying that. Why are you bringing this up now? How long ago was this?
And then Cutler.
What's your motivation?
And you're right. Emerald says Cutler was probably in law school 25 years ago anyway.
Oh, okay. What is her motivation to say this now?
I don't know.
Oh, by the way, when I was on the such and such, this one black judge, not Judge Mathis.
This Abbott Elementary is making Cheryl go crazy.
I know she acting crazy, y'all.
She's singing everywhere and
she's on different. I think she's on Unsung or something.
She's doing too much.
And Cheryl talks a lot, so she talks a lot. So
well, if you're gonna talk a lot, tell it. Tell us who it is,
Cheryl. You're moving too quick.
And then if other people saw, why can't they come in forward and say it?
I don't know.
Why can't this is years ago? They can say who it is now. They can say, "Oh yeah, I remember that," and it was Judge blah blah. Why nobody saying nothing?
And it's over now. Oh, you got violated. Oh, his tongue was down your throat. Girl.
Wendy says instead arrogance showing his pig Joe Brown. Yeah. And then I don't trust Joe Brown as much as I could throw him.
Yeah, he could be lying too. But who cares?
But
at this point, she didn't say nothing.
At this point, even if it did happen, nobody cares. Shirley Ralph. Nobody cares.
You back on top now, so you figure you're gonna talk some more.
Nobody cares.
That's not what being your opportunity.
Again, we talked about yesterday about Jonathan Majors, and we said maybe people didn't want to say nothing until that came out. Nobody's talking about Judge Joe Brown. Nobody's talking about Judge Mathis. What purpose did she have to say this?
Thank you.
I would understand if somebody came out against Judge Joe Brown,
right?
And was
you
saying
said that yesterday.
I said that, yeah. And then somebody said, well, he did it. And then she said, oh my God, he did 25 years ago. I didn't want to say nothing.
Yes, Shirley Ralph.
Then we get it.
If there's accusations already against him for doing stuff like that, then you tell your story.
But this man is at home with his stupid cowboy hat on some ranch.
Minding his own business.
Minding his own conservative, stupid business. And then here you come out, and now he got
Are there any judges that we're missing? If y'all think of any black judges that we're not maybe we're thinking other than Cutler, other than that, it's
but did she say black?
Yeah, did she say black?
You know what?
She may not have said black. Go back.
Oh, wait a minute. I was suited. I was handling my business at the time. He and I were on the same word. This man walked in.
She didn't say black.
So who is it, Judge Waffner?
You know
Judge, what's his name? Judge Judy's husband, Chanling.
Oh, from
People's Court.
People's Court.
Him. Who else?
What's some judges out there? She didn't say black though.
She didn't say black.
We jumped to it because she said it wasn't Judge Mathis.
Okay, so it could be a white judge. Why we care? Let's move on. I don't care about her.
Go ahead.
She should have said who it was.
Ma, you know all of the judges, TV shows.
No,
she
don't. She don't.
Not all. Okay.
No. She know the women.
You know their husband and wife.
Yeah.
It's either Judge Wapner.
Cutler.
If we throw the white guys in, Judge Wapner and Judge Shining, Judge Judy's husband.
Yeah, they don't seem like they would do that. Just grab a black woman and kiss her with their tongue down her throat. No.
My mother said, ugh.
It could have been Brown. Who knows? But he's saying it isn't. Go ahead.
Kiki says Judge Ross.
Who is Judge Ross?
Who is Judge Ross, Kiki? Judge Ross. Who is Judge Ross?
Because Mama watch all those shows.
Oh!
You know him?
Oh, no, that's Judge Joe Brown.
No, him.
Oh! Judge Ross!
I've seen him before.
You know his face, Mom.
It could be him.
Judge Ross.
He's
at home going, why am I being dragged into this? Why don't you just say who it is, Shirley Brown?
He's not bad looking. Oh, blow him up.
You right, Kiki. I forgot about Judge.
I've seen his face before.
Ross.
He's America's Court. America's Court with Judge Ross.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
Ma, you would recognize his face.
That's one of them pictures like, hey.
Oh,
he looked like he would do that.
Judge Ross.
Okay, Judge Brown, we apologize.
I'm not apologizing.
No,
to
because
him.
he's saying whoever said I did it, I'ma sue him. Huh?
Judge Brown?
No, well, he one of them. We thinking.
Judge
My mother, you know Judge Ross too, Mom. If you see his picture.
Okay.
Judge Ross.
Mm.
Forgot about Judge Ross.
He looked like he would grab her and kiss her.
See, why does he have to do that?
I don't know.
He's at home eating a cheeseburger. Why is his name being thrown out there?
Yeah, Cheryl, why you have
She
to bring
should have
this
did
up?
that.
Are you going to press
And why you let Judge Mathis off the hook? Don't say it's not
That's
Judge
her friend.
Mathis.
That's her
See, that's her
friend.
friend.
And you could have let Judge Brown off the hook, too.
You could have said it's not Judge Mathis, it's not Judge Brown, it's not Judge Walker, it's not Judge Stanley. And then everybody would be like, well, who? Oh, Judge Ross. See?
Oh, okay. Okay. So,
All right.
go ahead.
Let's see. Instead of showing his, Kiki said Judge Ross. Emerald says Judy is a swinger. Laugh out loud. Judge Judy could be, and who could see him swinging anybody around? He's so old. And Wapner is still alive. Is Wapner still alive? When these W's ask or M's asking that?
I don't even know.
I don't know if he's still alive, but this was 20-some years ago.
Okay.
Scooby-Doo said America's Court.
Yes.
Kiki says yes. Emerald says he is only 59. He was in law school too. Emerald be knocking everybody out. Emerald, you making everybody think it's Judge Brown. Because every time we name Collard, all them others, she's like, no, he was only 3 years old. No, he was in high school. No, he was in elementary school. No, he was only 5. No, he was a toddler. So every time he going back to Judge Brown.
We'll find out.
All right.
That's gonna continue on.
Scooby-Doo says Judge Caprio caught in Providence. Who is Judge Caprio? My mother laughing. Judge Caprio. Caprio. Judge. Oh, Judge Caprio. Remember him?
No.
That's the one that he's when people come up, you think he's gonna be really mean to people, and then he's really nice and lets them out.
What show is he on?
He does his thing. I know who you're talking about, Judge Caprio. Emerald says, I want to know too. See?
We want to know. She didn't say black though.
She didn't say black. So that was wrong, Cheryl.
Okay, go ahead.
So say who it is, Cheryl, or be quiet. I don't blame stupid Judge Joe Brown for saying that.
Yeah.
Even though I wouldn't put it past him. I don't like him. Scooby-Doo says, what about Steve Harvey? He plays a judge. He did do a judge for a little bit, but I don't know if that was 25 years ago.
He wouldn't do that.
We don't know what Steve Harvey would do. Back in the day?
20 years ago?
It was 25, like 20 years ago.
Was this before he was with, what's her name?
Yeah.
His first wife.
We don't know what Steve Harvey would do. Back then, we don't know.
But he didn't play judge back then.
Oh, you're right. Mm-hmm. There you go with Emerald again. He was only 5 back then.
Okay.
No, it's not Steve Harvey. He was on the road doing the man of the Kings of Comedy back then. All right. Okay. Jonathan Majors is facing assault and harassment charges after his arrest. So we all know that the woman recanted the story.
Yeah.
According to his attorney. Now, nobody has officially come out and said that anybody recanted anything. This is Jonathan Majors' attorney saying all of this.
Oh.
That she recanted the story and that there's tape and all this. So until we see all of that, it's just his lawyer saying that.
Oh, okay.
But let's just say for the sake of argument, she does recant. That doesn't mean that they still won't go after him. Because I think they said like 50% of people recant when they get abused. Mm-hmm. They'll come and say, drop the charges.
Right.
And the state will still go after the person.
Okay. Which I don't understand.
So I think this all boils down to the tape on the cab, mm-hmm. what happened on the tape on the cab. Mm-hmm. And I think this all boils down to the witnesses. But even then, you have all these people coming out saying, well, he was abusive, and I didn't know he went to Juilliard. I think he went to Juilliard.
He did.
I think so on there. And that we have a cousin that went there. Mm-hmm. And it depends on what everybody's saying.
Let's see. Let's just wait it out. I feel for him because I'm wondering if, let's just say for sake of argument, if all of this is true and he was found guilty and whatever he did, mm-hmm. will they pull him from the movie he's going to do with as Dennis Rodman?
Oh, maybe that one, but he ain't getting pulled from Marvel.
The funny thing about, no, not Marvel. The funny thing about it, let's just say for sake of argument, this is all true. Uh-huh. He actually fits the character.
I said that. I said
Go ahead and play Dennis Rodman.
Everybody he's played is like villains and stuff, so it doesn't matter.
Because Dennis Rodman has been through, woo!
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Emerald says Jerry Springer. I think he was a congressman or something, wasn't he?
You know how some people play judges.
Scooby-Doo says, Emerald, well, Wendy says, a Cheryl is shrewd. She accomplished what she wanted. Everybody is talking, and the perpetrator is nervous. Well, let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. Scooby-Doo says,
yeah. He's not a judge, but he does give his opinion on stuff.
Wendy, but again, who cares? Yep.
Yeah.
So it's going back to, again, she don't say who it is, this story's gonna fall off we don't care no more.
I don't like when people do that.
She gotta say who it is.
There's no motive. There's no, what's her agenda for this?
You have to say who it is. If there's a reason why you're saying it, if you're saying like Wendy said, she's a shrewd person. Yeah. So maybe she knows something is getting ready to come out and she's kind of getting ahead of the story.
I don't know.
We don't know. Shirley is smart. So maybe something is coming out and then she will be like, see, I said something, but I didn't want to say who it was. And I didn't want y'all to think I was piling on. Mm-hmm. So maybe she knows something we all don't know. Mm. And maybe something's going to come out. Okay. And then we'll connect the dots.
We'll see.
So we'll see. But with Jonathan Majors, the same thing. We'll see.
Okay.
Nothing. We can't do anything.
Wait it out.
We have to wait. We like the U.S. Army.
Said,
the Army waiting to find out to put his. They not gonna put that commercial back. They stupid.
They're not.
Talk about they waiting to find out what's gonna happen.
Clarified that his lawyer made that
his
comment.
His lawyer said
she recanted.
The police have not said anything.
Okay.
They haven't released any tape. They haven't done anything.
Okay.
And that makes me start to think why they haven't. Why haven't you released anything? Why haven't you made a public statement? Did you see something on that tape that's different than what the lawyer is saying?
Right. Okay.
Every lawyer is going to say your client is innocent. Mm-hmm. He could be smacking her in the back of the thing, and then he'll be like, nothing happened on that tape. Oh, so we all don't see him smacking the hell out of her in the back of the cab. No.
That was her her foot hitting
exactly.
the side of the door.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll see. With him, we got to wait and see.
Okay.
Real quick, we was talking about transgender, the girl that went in and shot up the school, and about love and all of this stuff.
Right.
Martina Navratilova calls world athletes' decision on transgender females step in the right direction. They are saying, which I said too, I don't feel like you should allow transgenders to be in the same category with everybody else.
Is this what she's saying?
She is agreeing with that.
She's saying calls world athletes
decision on transgender females step in the right direction. Martina Navratilova expressed support for the World Athletics as the international governing body for track and field events, prohibited transgender women from competing against biological females.
Yes.
Navratilova, who won 18 Grand Slam tournaments, including 9 Wimbledon championships, wrote an op in the Times of the UK on Sunday, calling World Athletics' decision a step in the right direction. She called for a separate category for transgender athletes.
Yes. I'm sorry.
And she's lesbian. And so she should know how it feels for people to be a discrimination.
Because when we talked about Bruce Jenner, if he would have had that transgender, the transition that he is now, and ran track with the women and was competing with in the Olympics, the dude would have won probably every category.
She says biological females are most likely to compete in biological female category, as that's their best shot at winning. And it maintains the principle of fairness. Yes. With an open category, there are no question marks, no provisos, no asterisks, no doubts. It's a simple solution. Now, remember I said I play devil's advocate on that.
How?
I do understand if you are a transgender athlete and you've been taking hormones. I can't run. I'm more along the lines of a female body now because I've been taking them for so long. I don't have that much testosterone in me anymore.
Okay.
So if you put me in a category with this transgender who just, all she pretty much did was just simply change her out appearance. She ain't did all the stuff I did. Why am I racing against her? That's not fair.
And who's to say physically, medically that less, what is it?
Testosterone and
makes you stronger.
It does. That's why men can't run against women. They have more testosterone. Their muscle mass is different than ours.
So what about the women that are strong and can run real fast?
If you've been taking hormone pills, that breaks all that down. That's what I'm saying. If you've been taking them for years.
But I'm talking about natural women who don't take all that and they're strong. They're naturally strong.
There's some natural women that's stronger than men.
Yes.
See, here's my thing.
But I do agree that they need to be in the same category, though. They don't need to be running with the what is it? What she's saying? If they're transgendering to a man, they don't need to be running with. I see what you're saying. If they, it's both sides can be weakened.
Yeah. What's up,
Let's
Mom?
think about this.
The lady that went in and shot at the school. And someone said she was transgender.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a Christian school.
Yeah.
And they probably teach against that.
That's why she was angry.
She was angry. Probably.
She was angry.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
saying I'm going to hell?
Right.
Oh,
So she was mad. That
You're
lady
saying
that-
God doesn't love
My
me.
mother asking if the lady that shot up the school was transgender.
That's
And she probably was angry.
planted
That's
in
what we're
her.
saying.
That's a seed that's in her. She's probably angry. Who knows?
So I don't
it may
know.
be something totally different.
But as of right now, I agree with Martina. I
Yeah.
agree. As of right now, until we find out more,
Yeah.
no, you cannot run in the same race. I don't care.
Because we thinking about what's his name runs for Jamaica.
Yeah,
And both transgender to a woman and runs against women.
No,
Oh my God,
no.
they won't have a chance. All the women just stand there, and go,
Yes.
I ain't even running.
And even though if people say it's not fair, I agree with you. It's not. But life is not fair.
And I think more
Sorry.
and more transgenders are probably coming out, which can have a category of
Look,
its own.
I want to be a stewardess. I can't. You can't be a certain size and be a stewardess.
No, because
Life is not fair.
The main thing as a stewardess has to flow through that aisle,
And if
not
they-
turn sideways
and-
or flip.
And while you serving somebody coffee, your chest knocking the people over.
your arm knocks his head off the thing.
You can barely fit in the seat. I need an extension.
That's-
I need, as the person working there, need an extension to get
But
me
you
in
know
the seat.
what? You being funny.
And if the plane goes down, how am I gonna help you get out the door and I can't get
But she
out?
being funny. Flight attendants, don't you notice, have been a little chubbier?
But they not. They got to be a certain size.
Back in the day,
yes,
there were no chubby, fluffy
you had to look a certain way.
attendants.
You had to look. A
Y'all
certain
knew
way.
that. Back in the day,
Right.
most of those flight attendants were skinny
Well, you had to
or
look.
average.
You had to
Now
be-
I'm seeing some like a little chubby. I'm
And
like,
you also had to be
and
pretty.
she brushes her hips against
And
me.
you had to be pretty too.
Yes.
If you had to look a
It
certain
was a
way.
stereotype back then.
You want to be a Playboy bunny, you got to fit in the
But y'all
costume,
got- y'all-
and you got to look a certain way.
But y'all had to admit, they're a little chunkier than they were.
Playboy bunnies are chunkier now too, and models.
Okay, they letting fluffy
But
people in
even
now.
fluffy, you gotta still
Be a
fit
fluffy
within the.
size,
You gotta
okay.
still fit within the whole thing.
Yeah.
You can't be too fluffy
Uh-huh.
where you can't fit down the aisle. Now, when are we gonna stop? 600 pounds? For some
Uh-huh.
600 pound stewardess? That's what I'm
No,
saying.
no, that's okay. But I get it. You're saying as far as criteria and things are in
Physically
place.
able to do the job.
Yeah.
If I
okay.
worked in a factory, am I physically able to lift 50 pounds?
And I think
it doesn't
too-
matter if I'm a size 2
But you know
or
what?
size 22.
But you know what? A lot of companies are making provisions for people who are physically not able to do things. They probably give them another job assignment where they sit. They
Yeah.
give them another assignment if they're blind,
Yeah.
if they can't hear.
Okay.
So they don't want to discriminate. They'll find something for them to do at that company because they don't want to discriminate.
Right.
So you never know.
So if you are like that swimmer we talked about several
yes.
months ago, if you are a transgender swimmer and you are a male transitioning to a woman,
Mhm.
and you jump in that water
Like Michael Phelps.
and you are all the way there and back, and the girls ain't even got halfway.
They upset when they was at the college because they were getting scholarships and they were losing their scholarships because of that, because they couldn't keep the numbers up. This guy, transgender, was competing and it messed up the ladies' numbers.
Or if you're running on track and field
Mhm.
and you are a male transitioning to a female and they say they go, you already at the end of the finish line smoking a cigarette. And the girls ain't even got halfway through the thing yet.
Nah, that ain't gonna go.
No. And the people watching gonna be like this.
And you,
It's gonna get to the point, you know it's gonna get to the point?
What?
Nobody's even looking at the person winning. They looking at the group of girls that's running against each other.
Yeah.
You way ahead of 2 miles.
You don't
Nobody's even looking at you.
You don't even count.
They're not even gonna care. You can win and no one cares you won.
Thank you. It's gonna get like that because people like fair competition. You like the fair. You don't want a good team that's just beating up a team that just can't play. You like competition. You like them both one on one.
Wendy says U.S. Army pulls Jonathan Majors ads after arrest for assault. Yeah, they got rid of his ads. Scooby Doo says I am paralyzed limbs. Okay. And I probably would not get a job working with explosives. That's true.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
Donkey of the day. You want to know who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is every day.
Yep.
Today, Charlemagne the God from the Breakfast Club gave donkey of the day to a California man arrested 10 times in 31 days. 10 times. Look at all his different mugshots.
Okay, so
well, hold on. California authorities said they have become very familiar with one man after they've arrested him 10 times in the last 31 days.
I'm sure.
38-year-old Keith Chaston from Fresno was last taken into custody Tuesday morning after Clovis police received a call about a stolen truck Chaston was suspected of driving. An observant officer located the stolen truck driving in Old Town Clovis and followed it until additional officers were in the area. Officers said in a news release, authorities initiated a high-risk traffic stop before taking Chastain into custody without incident. Investigators said he was the only person in the truck and was on his way to pick up personal property from the police department when they arrested him before.
Okay.
Of the 10 arrests. Clovis police said they've arrested him 6 times and other agencies arrested him the remaining 4. Authorities did not explain why Chastain was freed after each arrest. Right now, he's facing 18 felonies and 15 misdemeanors from those arrests, and charges include stealing 6 vehicles, DUI, vandalism, fraud, possession of a controlled substance, and more. Once again, he's now booked at the Fresno County Jail. The public should know he's been in Clovis 6 times. He's going to be here again, said Clovis Police Department. Everyone should know what he looks like. This story was reported from Los Angeles.
So I don't understand though.
You know who he is?
They can't keep him there?
You know who he is?
No.
He's Otis from your show you watch, the Andy Griffin Show. Isn't that Otis?
Otis comes to sleep off his so he won't have a DUI.
Otis would
get sleep off the alcohol.
But Otis would get upset if Barney or somebody moved something in the cell because that was his cell.
That's his cell.
Barney, where's my my blanket? That was here.
There was one criminal in there, and he got mad. And
why
they said,
Otis,
get in the other cell, Otis. Just get in the other cell. But that's my cell.
That's my cell, Andy.
I watch all these episodes. There was one that had a goat that had eaten some dynamite. And the goat was inside. He was trying to get him out. Otis, don't shake that goat. He ate some dynamite.
He's in my cell, Andy.
And Otis got mad when he had a falling out with Barney. And he went into another city and stayed in their jail cell. And was telling all the criminals there in the jail cell like him how good Andy and them treated him. And they was like, you left that for here?
If you get arrested, you better get arrested by Andy and by Barney.
And they'll treat you right. They let him come in. He said, one time he would come in drunk. And he said, make sure I get up at 10 o'clock tomorrow. He said, why, Otis? I'll let you know later. And then he said, the alarm went off. Otis got up and he was like, thank you. Woo, I'm running late. He put on his jacket and he left.
And I remember Aunt B came one time. Otis, what do you want for dinner tonight? We're having country fried steak. Is that what you want? Well, Aunt B, you had country fried steak 3 nights ago. Can't we have something else? And Andy was like, Otis, you already have whatever. Aunt B don't make what Otis want.
Why do you think this man is like that?
Because they treat him like Otis.
Because I'm thinking, now y'all all know if this was a black man,
he'd have.
He would not have these many mug shots. They would have, the first one, he wouldn't probably be out. You think? 10 mug shots. Come on, y'all.
So he gave not only
that's
this guy.
White privilege right there.
He gave this guy Donkey of the Day, and he gave the police department Donkey of the Day.
You guys, they even have white privilege when it comes to being arrested. Let him go. Okay. Next 2 days later.
That's Otis.
2 days later. John, you back again.
What you want for dinner tonight, John? We doing Burger King? You want Burger King?
Do Burger King? Okay.
Well, I had Burger King last week. That's John. John. Now you want Burger King or Chick-fil-A? Which one?
And he gonna steal a car because he left his jacket.
He stole a car to go to the police station to pick his stuff he left there the last time he was. That's Otis.
Otis, what you leave? You didn't have to steal a car. You could have just by.
Well, Sheriff, you know I don't have no car. I had to get down here and get my jacket. How am I get a job? You see, I robbed down there at the bar. I robbed them because I don't have no job. I got one jacket, Sheriff. Y'all got the jacket.
And it's cold. The weather's getting cold. So
how I'm supposed to get a jacket if I don't come down there? So I saw this car sitting out there. Y'all know that's Ma Beth's car. I was gonna bring it right back to her. You know she was getting her hair did down at the blank. I was gonna bring that car back. Y'all know she get her hair done. It take about 3 hours for Hazel to do her hair. I was gonna take that car. I was gonna go down there, get my jacket, and I was gonna
give him his jacket. Let him go. Okay.
There's no reason to book me, Sheriff.
Okay.
This is the 15th time this month.
This is Donkey for sure of the day.
This Otis.
Oh, God.
Sheriff Andy Barney. This town is what is that town?
Mayberry.
Mayberry.
Mm-hmm. This one, he got a shave beard.
Well, now I had to look different. All the rest of them, I told y'all I was getting a job, so I had to shave. Sheriff, you see I'm shaved, right? You told me to get a job. I was getting a job, so I got a shave and a haircut down there at Cletus's place. And that's why I had.
Because the next one was like a 5 o'clock, it was starting to grow back in.
Now you know I didn't hurt nobody. Ain't none of these charges you got me hurt nobody.
Right.
It's theft. It's DUI. You know I get drunk a little bit.
I need a place to sleep and sleep it off.
This Otis.
That's Otis. That's sad. Would a black man be Otis?
With a couple of knots on his head. They don't want to see him.
Okay.
You know you ain't no dang on Otis and your name Jamal.
Oh, no. He wouldn't have no 10 mugshots.
They wouldn't look like that. Each one would look worse.
And God forbid, he probably wouldn't even live.
First of all, he wouldn't even gotten out after the first one. He'd still be sitting in there.
Still be sitting in
calling, asking his mom to put some money on his books. All right, here we go. Emerald says, they make this such a touchy situation when discussing transgender. They want it to be equal, but they can never be equal. Wendy says, good night, Mom. Wendy says, good night, Mom. Where's she at?
She in washing clothes.
Oh, she washing clothes. Oh, she said, good night.
Have a good night.
Scooby-Doo says, I feel for transgender community, but I feel it may work better if they had their own sport as long as they receive the same accommodations.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I can understand how they feel because even in the transgender category, we're not the same.
Right.
That's what I told you. Somebody who's been taking hormonal pills and breaking down their muscle mass. Why am I forced to run against? I don't want to run against that person either. That hasn't done anything.
But wouldn't that be different though? Because they're athletes. If they're an athlete that's transgendering, they're athletes. Whether they are female to male or male to female, they're athletes. So they know the normal transitioning as an athlete, period.
Yeah, but if you're saying you want to look and feel like a woman and you're an athlete,
a female athlete,
you're not going to be able to if they put me in a category with other transgenders. I got to compete against other transgenders. That's the only
chance you got, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Because as a man transgendering to a woman,
I understand.
You're not going to be with the women who are biologically women.
Look, I understand where y'all dilemma is. I do understand it. But you cannot run against girls. Biological girls.
Like that swimmer. That was a very prime example of that guy swimming.
You cannot jump in the pool and swim against biological girls.
Right. Right.
It's just not right. And I would think as an athlete, you would say, I don't want to win that way. But it's not a real win.
But the problem is when you brought it up that he's probably taking something to give him more what women have.
Right. But I'm saying,
which is lessening his muscle mass as a man.
Well, you would say her, I guess.
Well, him, because I'm saying he's transgendering to a female.
Yeah.
So that's why
But if your muscle
that's
man,
why he wasn't happy when they said they didn't want him being
that
on the
swimmer
team.
that we saw looked like a man.
Yeah, he did.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If I don't know the difference, you got me.
Right.
There's some people who are transgenders. You don't even know the difference. Yeah. They've broken down that masculine look so much, and the body mask and the testosterone and their voice,
or they
different.
Never had it.
True. That I could see them running and swimming against girls. Mm-hmm. They look like a, you know what I'm saying? Their body is like a girl.
Even about it, they can slip
but
on
if you get up there looking like Muhammad Ali, you're not gonna fight somebody. You look like Mike Tyson in a wig, and you gonna punch a woman out on it? No.
She said Mike Tyson in a wig.
Yeah, this is my voice. Listen to my voice. I'm not Mike Tyson anymore. Yes, you are Mike Tyson. I'm looking at your arms. I'm looking at your neck
with a wig.
With a wig on. No. Now, if you, what's her name? What's her name? No, that the actress.
Shirley Ralph.
No, a transgender actress.
Oh.
The transgender actress. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know.
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, her.
If she's in the ring, that's different. Because she's skinny and, you know.
Okay.
If RuPaul he's not a transgender, but if RuPaul was in the ring.
Because of the makeup of his body.
He's skinny. But I'm not putting Mike Tyson in a wig and telling him to fight.
The problem that they have is even like RuPaul, let's say if RuPaul could still be strong.
That's true too.
As a man,
I know some guys that are skinny and they stronger than me.
Very strong, yes.
That muscle mass.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
This is gonna be an ongoing thing, you guys. You know this.
Emerald says, I am not a cis woman. I am a woman. Thank you. Wendy M says, does testosterone build muscle? I don't think so.
See, that's what I'm saying. If you have less of it, does that mean you have less muscle?
I think it's both. I think it's muscle mass and testosterone.
See, and each person can be different.
And then Scooby says, Wendy, I am with you. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. That's a touchy one. But what I do know is I don't want Mike Tyson in a wig boxing a woman.
If it's obvious. But a lot of
and see now we going with what's like you said. Somebody could not look strong, but they could still have that muscle mass.
Yeah, and still be strong and beat everybody.
I don't know what to say. Yeah. I think it's going to have to be them.
Their own league, regardless.
I think it's going to either have to be their own league, or I think it's going to have to be them to make that determination of, do I really want to run against girls?
But you know they do if they're transgendering.
No, I'm saying, do I really want to win that way?
Yes.
Then you're not a winner. You're a loser.
I don't know like that.
You're a loser.
Like,
if you're 100 miles away from the whole group of girls running, you're a loser.
So I don't know, because that's where it's going to be. We're not going to let them make the decision because they probably not thinking that way.
Yeah, you're right.
So that guy who transgendered to a girl wants to swim with the women
and was sitting holding the medal up. You won. And you was out smoking a cigarette and they weren't even halfway through the pool yet.
Thank you. And I'm thinking in her head, she don't care how she got there. She wanted to be with who she identifies with, which is other women. Oh, well.
So what's the answer? Just like the guns. We don't have an answer for nothing. This world is going to hell on a
handbasket.
In a handbasket. We don't have the answers for nothing except for you. Everybody come pray together. Well, that's it.
That's always the answer, at least, until we get an answer on paper. Until an answer manifests, pray in the spirit at least, and everybody physically come and pray.
There's nothing else we could do.
I just know when I saw that documentary, those documentaries, it just lit me on fire about the power of prayer and a city coming together, filling up a football field.
Wendy M says maybe it should be sports specific.
I don't know, because she was a swimmer. She wanted to swim with the other girls on the swim team.
No, because if it's any sport, Wendy, basketball,
And this was college level.
You want Michael Jordan in a wig to play against anybody? Or Shaq, 300 and some pounds?
Team-wise, it's okay. Think about it. Individual sports, that's the challenge.
You mean like baseball?
Baseball, basketball, football. Individual
Not
sports.
football.
Well, football too.
You want a 300-some-pound linebacker playing with girls?
No, I'm saying if you think about it, team sports, the transgender does not affect so much. But individual sports, when you are scored individually, that's where it's a problem. Track, swimming, skiing, all those sports where you're individual.
Skiing, and to me it don't matter.
Well, I'm just saying they're gonna have to be real specific on what sports a transgender can participate in.
I can say it don't. If it's
track
a
and
sport,
field, no.
If it's a sport that doesn't matter whether you're a male or female, like horseback riding or something,
right?
Then I don't care.
Basketball too.
See, I don't know about that.
If I got a transgender on my team and they good,
that's not
I could care less if you used to be this.
Okay, so Kevin Durant in a wig on your team. The other team is gonna be like, no. But he's transitioning. No. You don't get Kevin Durant. You don't get Steph Curry.
Okay.
No.
If they transgender,
I don't care. If he wakes up tomorrow and says he feels he's always been a woman, you don't get Steph Curry on your team.
Well, you find you one on yours.
So now everybody got a wig on. You get Steph Curry. I'm going to get Kevin Durant.
I gotta go.
See, I'm putting the wig on him. Shoot. Dang, go out there. Woo. Drink your water.
My stomach hurting.
That's not fair. Not everybody putting everybody on their team. Go walk it out.
That was funny.
All right, y'all. Scooby-Doo says, what about Moke Gotti Caster Semenya? Oh, that hermaphobe, that phobite thing. What is it? It was a blowout with them competing. Those people who have both parts.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good one, Scooby-Doo. Wendy M says, best I can do is keep my head on a swivel in regards to guns. Yeah. That's all we can do, y'all, is pray. All right, y'all. My sister done messed up. She cramping and laughing. But you talking about putting Steph Curry on somebody to go get you a Steph Curry. Go get you a Steph Curry. Is that the answer? Yeah. No, you go get you a transgender. That transgender swimmer, we getting us a transgender on our team.
No, everybody gets a transgender on their team.
That's
fair.
See? Usain Bolt wants to go transgender. So now I got to go find another Jamaican runner and have him say he want to be transgender. So drink your water, Lenore.
It ain't the water.
Oh. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Always believe. Make sure you like, y'all. And make sure you like, because that's the only way that the computer knows that we out here. And that was, you gonna say it from over there? Another Woods Report. See y'all later.